Alright guys, so now we are going to fly the Parrot, and if you haven't seen in my other video, I've added the caps to it, the motor caps. There's a lot of controversy when you do this. I have so many flights on this now doing a mile, and my motors aren't hot. I did a temperature check with a laser temperature probe. I checked all points that I could check on the motors, and it was less than 1.5 degrees in temperature raising or temperature rise. So they're not hurting anything. I don't care if FEMI says by design they're not supposed, the motors are made like this, you're not supposed to put those on. They're not hurting my props. The only thing you want to make sure is that you've got a good set and your props can still flip around on their own. If they can't, then you obviously do not want to put these caps on. I'm sure there's a bunch of different brands out there that are being made, and you can get some cheap ones. So we're going to go ahead and take it up, and we're going to go for range. So I'm going to put it into sport mode, and not really worry so much about recording. And yeah, I know I've got my Hubsan shirt on still. I didn't bring a shirt to change into for every flight. Doing all my recordings at once today. But we're not going for video here. I'm going to record it, but we're going to just go see how far we can go. I'm going to at least go a mile. That's what I've been flying, so we'll see what the signal looks like and maybe go further. So here we go. That always makes me nervous. I love that feature, but it makes me so nervous to throw it without hearing those engines rev up. But it never fails. It does it every time. It always goes. Alright, she's holding nice and steady. And we're going to go 4K, 30 frames per second. I'm in sport mode. And I don't have, let me see what we have set here. It's in HDR, okay, style natural. Okay. So pretty much going to run in all the standard settings and video it as we fly. So it's recording automatically on takeoff, and here we go. Again, we're not going for anything video wise here. If the video is good at this sport mode, then so be it. I'm happy with that, but I don't expect it to be all that great. I'm gonna tilt it down a hair. We'll see what it looks like when I pan up and down faster for the video. Let's get a little turn in here. See how the stabilization works on that. (3,000 feet). Already almost a mile out. She's going a little faster. The wind died down a little bit. Getting ready to hit a mile. There's 1 mile, folks. Still got good signal. And I'm told on this firmware that the signal never drops anyhow. So far that holds true. I have not lost signal. I have not had a weak signal on this. I think it's a bug in the firmware. It's a false reading maybe. But I haven't had any issues with it. We're going to head for this little mountain here. Working on 1.5 miles, guys. Turn a little bit. I've got it set for cloudy and the sun keeps popping out, so I don't know how well this video is turning out. 1.5 miles, looking good. My parrot Anafi has not fallen out of the sky, y'all. Now let's pan up here and see. That mountain is pretty close to my horizon, so I might want to turn. Let's get some nice shots of the trees here. Hopefully my return to home flight doesn't fly into that. We are almost 2 miles, everybody. This thing is incredible. 3 minutes before auto return to home. And we're gonna take it to its maximum. And cross our fingers. Hopefully she makes it back. I generally do not fly this far. This is actually a first for me, over 2 miles. I've pretty much flown this whole reservoir now. If you look off in the distance, that's where I was on one of my other flights. and return to home in 1. Returning home. So now I've got my hands off the stick. We're going to let it do its thing. The brilliant thing about this, okay, we went 2.3 miles. The brilliant thing about this Parrot Anafi is I never lose FPV because it's got antennas in every foot. I love it. Such a great quad. I enjoy flying this as much as I enjoy flying my Mavic Pro and my Mavic Pro 2 Zoom. Wonderful quad. So I was a 2-minute flight out there, 2-minute recording flight anyhow. A little longer than that because I didn't start my recording right away, but we had some hesitation on start again. But about a 2-minute flight for over 2 miles, almost 2.5 miles. Anybody watching this video, if you're afraid to fly this thing because of what people are saying, keep in mind a lot of these people are showing zero proof of what they say this thing does. They're saying it's just falling out of the sky. It's, you know, got all kinds of problems. Let me just tell you, do all your pre-flight checks. The biggest things are check your props. Make sure they're tight. Make sure they're not cracked, chipped, or damaged in any way. And put that battery in properly. It's easy to put that battery in to where it locks in place, but it's not completely seated at the bottom, and you'll see a gap. I've made that mistake myself, but I caught it before I fly because I do a pre-flight check every time. If you do all your checks, do calibrations when you feel like they're needed, you're going to have a successful, long life with this quad. And if you're listening to people saying don't fly it and they're not showing you 1 ounce of actual proof, just because they're showing you a crash quad does not mean it's a defect. It's pretty hard for some people to admit that they might be the problem. We are 394 feet up and 1.4 miles out at 26% battery. I've got my back turned towards it and still perfect FPV. Just under a mile, 20% battery. It plays it close. Doesn't hurt this battery really to get it down low, just so it makes it home. Still got a ways to go yet. We're getting close. It's always scary when you're over the water. Come on, get home. All right, that's about that is about as far as I want to push this guy. First off, I just want to note these motors are not even warm. They're not warm at all. So these caps do not hurt a thing. I want to make that clear, because people that don't try it are saying that it's bad. It's very bad. This is probably a reason why people's quads are crashing. As you see, it did not crash. We came back we landed on 4% battery, and we were just under 2.5 miles flight. Never lost a signal drop. Always had control. Never lost an ounce of FPV. No lag whatsoever. I don't know how the video turned out, but gosh, what an amazing quad. People, if you don't own a Parrot Anafi, get out there and buy you one. This thing is an amazing quad. So I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit. I'm going to put another battery in, and I'm going to go just kind of fly around the dam here. It's a shame that the dam's not overflowing. It was last time I was out here, and I didn't get any good videos of flying around it. After tonight, it's definitely going to be flowing heavy, because we'll get a storm. We have one coming on in here, so I'm going to do a flight anyhow around the dam and then around some of the water, put it into video mode, which I call turtle mode, and just kind of see how the video turns out, since I now have a decent card in here. But I just want to say, hey, thank you everybody that is watching my videos, everybody that's given that thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it really does help your algorithm if people give you a thumbs up, and you're going and searching for videos on the Parrot Anafi. It kind of puts me up there on top a little bit. So whenever I do my mods or flight tests like this, or just a nice video flight, or take this thing apart, the things that I normally do, it'll put me up on top and easier for you to find my videos, and help me as a channel grow, so I can hopefully someday take all the proceeds that I make from my channel and donate those to charity. I'm not in this for 1 ounce of money. So those annoying ads that you see in my videos, if you feel like clicking on those to help me out, we'll generate some money here soon, hopefully, as my channel grows. And tell your friends, subscribe to my channel, and let's see if I can start generating money and donating those checks to one of many children's hospitals. That's going to be my preferred charity, besides Christmas time, given to kids that are less fortunate. So buying bicycles and things like that for kids that are less fortunate in my area. So again, thanks everybody. Click that subscribe button, hit the bell, thumbs up, you know the drill, and we'll see you next time. Take care.